We do this every week.
We're so good. Hello, and welcome to another...
One day we'll seem good at this.
Yes, but until that day, welcome to another episode of Manifest Actual Play. With me, as always, are Dan, Seth, and Addie. We started on a bit of a cliffhanger last time, so we're going to try and jump right in. Really quick announcement from me. You may see some movement in this region. The dog has perched himself amongst all these pillows again, so don't freak out if something moves behind me. I'm not in danger. Addie, do you have any other announcements before we get into the recap?
Sure. So we have, now that you've asked, we we are now Twitch affiliates, which means that you can subscribe to us. If you want to support the stream and help us kid it out a little bit, then that would be the best way to do it, is to subscribe. If you are a Amazon Prime subscriber, you get one free channel subscription. If you haven't used that already, you can use it with us. So you should do that. Other than that, I think that is it. There was a Kickstarter update today. So if you are one of our Kickstarter backers, make sure to check your email or go to our Kickstarter page. This is the last week, I swear this time, for orders for the physical copies of the book through BackerKit. I should mute my phone. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Sweet. So let's jump into a quick recap of what's been going on. Kinsey, Pax, and Roland have been working against the Dead Man's Gang for some time now. They kind of got forced into being part of the gang against their will, and they've been trying to dismantle it from the inside so that they can live their life without looking over their shoulders. In the interest of achieving those goals, they've killed off a couple members of the Dead Man's Gang, sidelined a few more, and then they've teamed up with a bunch of marshals to basically ambush the last two members of the Dead Man's Gang that they haven't dealt with yet. All of this is built on the hope that maybe helping these marshals will let these three previous criminals potentially clean their slate and move on into maybe a more legitimate type of life. So they ended last session engaged in combat with Bo the Bully Frederick and the leader of the Dead Man's Gang, Rufus Nash, who has just revealed himself to be illuminated, meaning he has cool, enhanced powers. Bo Frederick has also revealed himself to be illuminated, as he is using his illuminated powers to regenerate his wounds at an unprecedented pace. The landscape of this battlefield is there is a small wooded thicket where Nash and Frederick had their camp set up. Inside that little wooded area is Kinsey and Pax, currently engaged in a fight with Bo the Bully. And then up on a hillside nearby, Roland and the other 7 marshals are fighting the fight from afar. The marshals utilizing different types of firearms, and Roland utilizing a drone with a modified weapon turret on it, a cargo drone with a modified weapon turret on it that he got on loan from the crime syndicate known as the Family, which these three have now sort of reneged on their deal with. But we're not worried about that right now. What we're worried about is the fact that Pax and Kinsey are right next to 2 illuminated individuals who mean them harm. So without further ado, I'm going to move us back into initiative. And, oh no! Hold on. The screen is messed up a little bit. I can fix it.
Tommy, what did you do?
I'm fixing it.
I'll take the moment of technical difficulties to point out the only reason we've reneged on the deal with the family is because I had no interest in upholding it.
Fair. Okay, so we ended at the bottom of initiative. The marshals shot a little bit. We moved back to the top of initiative, where Roland has stolen the first spot of initiative. Despite having the worst initiative roll in the entire combat, he used the grit expenditure, Cowboy Up, to steal that first slot in initiative. So Roland, with 3 initiative left, it is your turn.
Great. I'm gonna shoot Rufus with a missile.
That makes sense. You've already shot
if I can,
missile in already.
If I can aim it in such a way as to minimize the potential risk to my allies, I'll settle for a slightly worse shot on Rufus.
Okay. Do you want to minimize or like guarantee? Basically,
I said the word I meant.
Okay. Cool. So you're shooting for about medium range here. Pax is still in a little bit of danger, but also that's only if you hit exactly where you want. So yeah, go ahead and roll the drone's attack.
It's my technology -2, 3 dice with 1 reliability.
That's correct.
That's 3 hits.
All right. So that does mean you landed exactly where you want it to. So it will land at a medium range from Rufus Nash and a long range from Pax. We will. I went away from the page. All right. Cool. So now Rufus has to roll a dodge test. Pax, you also have to roll a test. You are at a -4 for this.
Super.
So is Bo, actually. Bo is within range because you and Bo are engaged with each other. So I'll roll Rufus first.
Does my mag core help with this at all?
All defense tests. And yeah, you're at a -4. And so it's Rufus.
Wait, I'm at a -4?
Yes.
Okay.
So Rufus takes a little bit of damage.
Just a little? Not a lot?
I mean, I think he would think it was a lot, right? He's not happy about the amount of damage he took. Let me roll for Bo.
Man, if I get like 1 damage on him, I'm good.
His armor is busted, so at least there's that.
Oh yeah, I might get like 2. I guess his shield's gone too, so.
Oh yeah, I have his shield.
Well, no,
Yeah!
you're standing over his shield.
Oh, I don't have a shield yet.
You're soon to own his shield.
Maybe.
All right. So Bo is actually unscathed.
Neat.
What about you, Pax? How many successes did you get?
I have 2 successes.
Okay.
A 3 and a 6.
So this is unopposed. It's just straight up a roll to see how much you can reduce the damage of this explosion. He rolled, he landed it where he wanted. So you reduced the damage. You said you got 2?
I did.
All right, you take 8 damage with 4 piercing.
Okay. I spend a grit to go to 0.
You could also take an injury if you want.
Oh.
Instead of going to 0 hit points.
Yeah, I guess I will take. I'll take an injury.
Okay.
I'm taking 8 damage.
Yeah. So it is a class 1 injury.
Okay. Does someone have the injury table? Maybe.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. I rolled a 13.
Oh no! You've fallen prone and cannot move next turn as you've suffered a hard fall. Makes
Ow.
sense.
So yeah, another as the fight ensues, another shot as a rocket comes off the hillside, flies through the trees, explodes behind Rufus, tumbling him, like shattering the table he's like pressed up against and tumbling him forward. He seems like a little beat up by it. Like, you know, he's got like a little bit of like cuts on his like neck and chin, but not like horribly bad. And Bo, you know, like puts up his arms and like kind of like weathers the like concussive blast. Pax, you're not ready for it though. You're focused on Bo. So
why would Roland be shooting at me?
so
I'm not sort of.
So the concussive blast launches you into one of the nearby trees and smack up against it. It knocks the wind out of you, and you fall down right next to Bo's shield, and you are not able to get up next turn. All right, so that's the end of Roland's turn.
And then I spend full grit and double down.
Okay, so you spend 4 grit, you get a whole nother turn.
Great, I don't need it. Kinsey, you get a whole nother turn as I use leadership.
All right, using the leadership talent, you give away this new turn. Kinsey, you're up on Roland's gifted turn.
Perfect.
What do you do to spur Kinsey into action, Roland?
Sure, I'll shout out over and finish the job, Kinsey. And I'll at the same time use that as my motivational speaker to roll manipulate as an assist on any test.
Nice.
I don't know what you're doing next, but take this. Take a +4 to your next test.
Nice.
Oh, that's beautiful. Good. Hearing these words of inspiration from my teammate, co-worker, I don't know how to describe you. Kinsey's going to take a shot at Bo the bully, try and get a nice headshot in, perhaps finish the job.
Okay.
Oh,
He doesn't have his shield, poor guy.
Oh, it'd be very, very hard for me to miss on this test.
Oh wow, it's actually going to be very hard for you to miss on this test. Bo only rolled a 9.
Just good to hear.
Hey, but if you rolled 2, I got you.
What with an assist? What is the highest number that I could be
17.
rolling?
If you have
It's
complete
flat, that's
maximum
what I thought.
modifications, 18s, 19s, and 20s will always fail.
That's what I thought. Right, excellent. So that's what I'm aiming for then.
All right, that's good. Don't forget your weapons reliability. You did last week.
Yes. I even wrote it in all caps. You won't believe I rolled 3 18s and a 19. But I haven't rolled the reliability. I just wanted to get that out of the way. I think it's fucking ridiculous.
I could have given my turn to anyone.
Anyone, you really could have. You really could have.
Could have given it to the marshals. The 6 of them.
Wow. Well, okay, but you have multiple reliability probably from your natural.
I have 2 reliability with this weapon.
And then your natural reliability if your finesse is an even number.
Right, which is my 1 natural.
So this is what reliability is for. You get to just be like, you know what? Forget that roll.
I could have told Yen over here. Leonard, take a shot.
Alright, well, that's another 19 and 2 7s, so I just fucked everything fucking up.
Wow! That's nuts!
I just shouldn't have said anything before I rolled. I think that was the main mistake that I made today.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, the only
So
thing I
Kinsey
could think
does
of...
take these shots, I assume.
Yeah, so the only thing I could think is if you wanted to spend grit to, like, make your own luck and roll more dice at this problem, but, like, oh boy, that's rough. That's a rough turn.
It's quite rough.
Yeah, no, the chat is correct. Argit Lom says, in any other system, that would have been an incredible roll.
I missed that last part. I'm so sorry. What did you...
Argit Lom in the chat says, in any other system, that would be an incredible roll.
Exactly, right. Isn't that ridiculous? Anyway, so... I'm going to... May I spend 1 grit? I would like to just roll 1. I'd like to hit him at least once,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, you can roll a grit. You can spend a grit, because if you rolled 4 dice, you can spend a grit to get that 5th die, and potentially roll better.
Just roll, any
Oh!
8 numbers.
It's a 9. So I do hit the motherfucker.
You're the aggressor. You did it.
Jeez. So that's 6 damage with a piercing of 2.
Okay. Well done, Kinsey.
Finally, right?
So yeah, Kinsey, he says, finish the job. You step out. You see Pax on the ground. It distracts you for a moment. You're using your rifle right now, right?
Yes.
So you level your rifle at the bully. He turns and sees you aiming at him, and he ducks down and rushes forward towards you as you pull the trigger. But you do manage to skim him a little bit on the shoulder. Blood shoots out of his exposed shoulder. And now, Kinsey, it's your turn, because that was Roland's turn that you just took, and now it's your turn.
Is it a focused action for me to take a tonic?
No, that's actually a free action.
I think just at the very end of this turn, taking what I assume were several shots and then finally just grazing him on the shoulder. I think Kinsey's just going to lean into what has just happened. He's going to take a finesse tonic.
Okay.
The side effect of this tonic is bad luck.
Okay.
I'm hoping to do a double negative type thing.
Well, so the bad luck effect of that tonic will not kick in until you lose the positive effect of your finesse.
Right,
bonus.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
right now, all is good. You got a bonus to your finesse. Is it a finesse skill or attribute?
No, sorry. That is the finesse. It didn't write it down.
Oh,
It
so
just says +1 finesse.
and it has 1 side effect or 2 side effects?
Just 1.
Okay, so that's actually finesse skill then.
Perfect.
So all of your finesse tests are going to be at a +1. So it is your turn again, Kinsey. The bully is rushing towards you. You skimmed his shoulder. Your shot was way more wild than you thought it was going to be. So you pop one of your tonics, stepping back, and then you shoulder the rifle again to take another shot.
I absolutely do take another shot. All right. It's 4 successes with a high of an 11.
Okay, well, you're up against a 10.
That is, as I am the aggressor, that is 2 successes here.
Okay, how much damage is that?
Assuming his armor is decimated at this point, it's 12.
Okay. All right. So this time you hit him like real good. Like you skinned him the first time and he like kind of like barely moves from it and keeps rushing towards you. And you take your tonic, step back and like land like a nice steady stance, shoulder your rifle, and without even thinking, just on pure instinct, you just fire at him like he's a charging Gumbaroo, and it hits him like right in the gut. And he like stumbles a bit and like almost falls to a knee and like presses up against the tree and like snarls at you as he like pushes himself back up onto both feet.
Kinsey's going to say, you know, my friend, I've faced a charging Gumbaroo and you are no Gumbaroo. And he's going to double down.
You're gonna double down? All right, so 4 more grit.
That's right.
You spend 4 grit, you get another turn. Kinsey's gotten 3 turns in a row.
Wow.
And hopefully this time he can actually get the job done. I'm just gonna take another couple of pot shots. Okay, alright, that's a high of 14.
You're up against an 8.
Ah, that is still only 1 success.
How much damage is that? It's important.
6 damage.
So...
Is there... I can't bamboozle
Not after the roll, no.
Right, alright.
So you say that as he's like snarling and pushing himself up. You say like, you're no Gumbaroo, and like that gives you like confidence as you level your rifle, and he like darts to the side and you don't pull the trigger, and then he moves back into your line of fire and you just hit him right in the forehead. And he like takes a couple steps forward, like reaches out a hand. And Bo the Bully is down.
Would somebody else like a turn?
You did exactly enough damage.
Love it! Bad luck, my arm.
Man. If you had done if you had missed that last shot, he had so many regenerative rolls left in him, he could have gone to town. Okay, so that's Bo the Bully down. It is now Rufus's turn. And Rufus is going to... Rufus is going to stand up from the explosion, see you, Pax, see Bo go down, and he like glares at you, Kinsey, and you watch as this teal light begins to move on his wounds.
Yeah.
Okay. And the wounds from the explosion begin to heal slowly, like kind of becoming almost like faint scars on his face and neck. And then he's gonna double down. So all of you get a grit.
Yay!
He's going to, after that happens, he's going to step back and the pupils of his eyes are going to flash a teal bright light. And he's going to raise both of his hands up, and pieces of debris from the rocket explosion, like shattered trees, are going to like raise up behind him, 2 of them. And he's going to launch them at you and Pax, Kinsey.
No, I don't care for that at all. It makes me very uncomfortable.
Oh, well, in that case, I guess he's just gonna...
I'm going to use my second use to give Pax an assist here. And because I can roll it as an assist on any test, canonically, my outburst distracts Rufus for just a moment, and that's why there's a positive modifier. On seeing him being illuminated, I think I just very loudly shout, "Motherfucker!"
His eyes snap up towards the hillside as he goes whoosh whoosh and throws out 2 chunks of like a splintered tree out. Kinsey and Pax, you are up against a 10.
It's one net success. My dodge using.
Take a +5 to dodge, Pax.
Thanks. I'm gonna spend a grit. Or I'm gonna spend.
What was your highest, Kinsey?
11.
I'm gonna spend a grit to ignore my modifiers, or do I have to do that now before I roll?
You can do that after you roll.
Okay, great. I'm gonna do that.
Before you do that, I am going to, as the aggressor, I have to do. I spend grit to play to the gallery, so I can count this 12. And it explodes.
Okay. I do get that grit though, yes?
Yes, both of you do. Both Pax and Kinsey get a grit.
I've expended a resource on this test. Do I get a grit?
You can have my grit since I can't take it.
Sure, you can have a grit roll.
Grit is non-transferable. It was a joke. Cool.
But Roland was affected by this test.
Okay. I'm going to use. I'm gonna cowboy up, or no, go strong.
Go strong.
And then I'm gonna spend. So that's 3 grit, right?
Yep.
And then I'm going to. And then I'm going to spend another grit to roll a die and hope.
I believe in you.
Do you? I'm gonna get whammied by this fucking tree. I'd like to take an injury.
How much did what did you get? Because that will determine how much damage you're taking.
No hits.
Oh. That's bad.
Yeah.
Kinsey, you got you had an 11, right?
That's great, yes.
Okay.
Jail.
So because I spent the grit, I get 1 net success for you. And you, sir, are going to take 4 damage with all of which is piercing.
Oh, great.
Don't forget to reduce the damage by your armor's toughness if you have any armor toughness.
I certainly do.
And Pax, you said you got just no successes?
Straight up, no successes. Well, I got successes.
Well, what was your highest? Because that determines how many net successes I get.
5.
Okay. That does eliminate one of my successes. So Pax, luckily for you, this isn't a very accurate chunk of tree. So even though I got a bunch of net successes, it doesn't matter. You take 8 damage, 6 of which is piercing.
I would like to take an injury.
Okay.
Dan, would you look it up for me?
It's another class 1 injury.
Yeah. I rolled a 9.
Don't forget, this is your second injury, so you gotta roll 2 d20s and count the highest.
Please hold. I got a 19.
Your initiative score is reduced by 2 as you have suffered a setback.
Oh no!
Yeah, so you're on the ground, right? Like kind of like getting the air back from being slammed up against that tree. And then you open your eyes to see a chunk of like splintered tree flying at you. And like you turn it away so that when it splinters hitting the ground, it actually breaks around you. But now you're like buried underneath this like chunk of tree. You have to like shove it off of you, and that's going to lower your initiative. And that's your setback.
Cool.
That does mean that next up is the marshals. Yeah. So the marshals do take a shot at Rufus and do clip him a little bit. Like the shots start raining in, peppering the trees. Rufus moves for cover, and he gets like hit in the leg and gets hit in the arm, and like stumbles up against a tree as he does. And he like slams up against the tree and he goes, "Drag her out of here, McCharlotte. Maybe I won't come looking for you."
I have no response to that. I must say I'm usually quicker on my feet than that, but today I suppose. Just know I'm coming for you, Nash. Just know I'm coming.
Pax, it is your turn.
I throw a knife from my laying down position. I don't.
Yeah, you can't move this turn. You're knocked prone. You suffered that hard fall. You still haven't caught your wind back. And you're like shoving chunks of tree off of you, and like you come up, you're gonna throw a knife.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna throw a. Oh, I'm gonna throw a net shot.
Okay.
I don't know. All right. Let's see if any of my dice don't absolutely hate me.
All right. You are up against an 11.
Mm-hmm. I choose to go it strong.
Okay. So you spend more grit.
I do. I spend more grit.
This is the first for you. I like the chat. Roll injury with advantage.
Cool. And I have a, and then I will spend 2 more grit to play to the gallery.
Oh.
So I can count this 14 and roll another die.
All right.
Also, this is a 19. It's also going in jail. My jail is very full already today. My glitter dice are betraying me.
It's because he's illuminated. You can't use glitter dice against illuminated people.
All
That's
right,
just
guys.
science.
This is Lil Blue. We're doing Lil Blue.
Okay.
Go, little blue, go.
All right.
So
Now
you're
we're
up
doing
against an 11.
this red one? Yeah, I'm working on it.
Are your dice exploding?
No, I had reliability, but it's cool because on the rerolls I rolled 220.
That's bad. Don't do that.
Well, it's on the rerolls, so they don't count.
You guys brought D&D dice to a manifest session. And,
It's not good.
it's not good.
I blame the rocket explosion.
There's really no
yeah.
way to tell whose fault that is.
So I have 14, which is my only hit.
Okay. How much damage is that? You got 1 net success.
It's net shot.
Oh, okay. so he gets a little tangled. So you push off a chunk of the log as he yells this, and you pull out. It looks more like a tube than a knife, and you throw it, and as it flies forward, it splinters up into 5 pieces, and a net flies out of it. And it manages to catch his arm and put weight on his arm and hold it down as the weights drop to the ground, and he's struggling to tangle that off. But that was just a quick action. What do you do with your other quick action?
I throw another net.
just gonna grab another and throw it out.
I can't move, so I can't hit him the way that I'm good at it. So yeah, I think so. I would otherwise just retreat. Oh wait, is it a free action or not to pick up this tower shield?
It could be a free action. You're laying right next to it, so
yeah, cool. So I'm gonna
you can roll that over on top of you and then throw another over the top.
No, obviously I'll do 1 too. Well, we'll see how I do it, right?
Argetlum, you were mishearing net shot. What did you think we were saying? I'm curious. Let me know in the chat.
Oh my god.
All right. You're up against a 9.
I have an 11.
Okay, so that's what? 1 more net success?
Yeah.
Okay. Net success. So he's got 1 net weighing him down, holding down 1 arm, and then you throw another one out, and it tangles up with the initial net and wraps around his his ankle. So now his whole left side of his body is extrying to extricate himself from the nets you've thrown out. And then you have the shield.
And then a blast door, I just pull it right.
Yeah,
on
you
top.
just roll back with the shield.
It seems to me as though a trap was utilized successfully. Well done.
Ah, I see what you meant, Argetlum. That's not family friendly. Roland, it is your turn.
Great. And Rufus didn't run further away from Axe.
No.
I do have a shield now.
I'm taking that as implicit acceptance of another rocket zone.
Listen, I know that Roland doesn't have any real moral quandaries to in between him and his goals, so I get it. Not experienced in battle. I understand my fate in this.
No, I think I unsling my rifle, feeling confident in my ability to hit a man with 2 nets around him. I'm going to try and shoot Rufus Nash, preferably in the face.
Okay. Currently, you are up against an 8.
Okay, that's a number I can conceivably beat. Aha! Not just conceivably. I do, in fact, beat it. I have 110. And in fact, this 2 grit says I have 2 net successes.
Ah, how much damage is that?
It is 12 damage with 2 piercing.
Alright. So, you...
It's silenced as well, so...
Cool. So you unsling your rifle. I mean, it doesn't really matter a whole lot that it signs. Gunshots are ringing out from your position. You're surrounded by marshals who are all firing guns.
Right, but it's hard to pinpoint me specifically.
But like as the shots are like ringing around the splintering the trees around, he's like pulling one of the nets off, and then a shot rings out clean through, just and like it like clips him on the shoulder, like grazing the back of his neck. Blood shoots out, and he like stumbles against the tree, and like his armor like gets shredded along the back and like kind of like hangs loosely around him. And Kinsey, you're up.
Yeah, I think Kinsey's going to take from Roland's lead and take another shot. This time, Mr. Rufus Nash himself. Trying to remember which are my good guys. Yes.
I guess not the ones you rolled last time?
Yes.
You are currently up against a 9.
That is 4 net hits over a 9.
What's your highest?
My highest is an 11. I've got 2 of them.
Ah, okay. I will spend grit. I will spend grit so I can count this 10.
All right.
To reduce your net hits, basically.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's all I got. So that's 2 net successes then?
Well, it's 3 net successes, but my weapon only has an accuracy
of 3.
Do you have 3 grit?
You have 3. You have 3 net. You have 2. Okay, but you have. Okay. Wow, I misunderstood.
So I've got 2 11s and a 10 right now, but my weapon has 2 accuracies, so no matter what.
Okay. So how much damage is that?
So that's 12 damage.
All right. So yeah. So you like level your rifle. He's like pulling one of the nets off. He's got like blood trickling down his shoulder, and you fire another shot into his chest, like splintering the armor there and slamming him against the tree. He almost falls straight down. Blood just gushes out like you've pierced all the way through, and he's got like a bunch of blood coming from his neck and his chest now. But it seems like you just missed the heart.
I think I'd like to get a little closer to him, and I'm going to, as I do, I'll draw my pistol.
Okay. So you don't want to get like straight up into like hand to hand with him, though, right?
No. Just a little bit closer than from where I am.
Cool.
Get better.
You start advancing. He's like got blood coming out of his chest, and he is going to like coughing up blood as he does. He looks to you, Kinsey, and says, "All right, if that's how you want it." And he's gonna reach out his hand, and his eyes are gonna pinpoint flash again, and parts of the camp are gonna break apart, and one's gonna fly at you, Kinsey, and one's gonna fly at Pax.
No.
You just got a giant, big, cool shield.
I don't know how much that actually helps her.
What's the bonus on this?
So the shield will give you a +3 to deflect only. So
Yeah.
Only if you.
My deflect isn't terrible.
And Kinsey and Pax, you guys can take a grit, as Rufus will go it strong here.
Lord.
So.
And you're up against a 12.
Ow. Fuck me. I'm going to play to the gap. And you know what? I can't actually do that. Never mind. Guess I get hit by a fucking candle.
So, did this give us additional negatives?
I don't understand the question.
Sorry. Are these trees really hard to dodge? Do I have
No.
negatives? Okay.
This attack in and of itself does not give you more negatives.
Oh my gosh.
Are you okay, Pax?
I'm going to. I basically, I have 3 grit remaining, everyone, which
Wow.
would allow me to go at which would allow me to count my 14, which I think would put me in the clear.
Yeah,
However,
I just spent grit to count the 12.
right, but I have to ignore all of the modifiers anyway. However, then I will have 0 grit, which means that I can't spend grit to go to 0 and stop from dying.
Well, you still have another injury
But
slot.
if you don't get hit by a tree, you don't got to worry about that.
Yeah.
Right. This time. So yeah, I hate it.
All right. I heard I was
I
a little
will-
quieter than everyone else, so hopefully me making this adjustment helps. I think a little bit, maybe. Let me know, chat.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to spend 3 grit to go at strong and count my 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Kinsey, what did you get?
My high.
Sorry, your high was what? You're starting to get choppy again, Kinsey.
Wonderful, perfect. Well, my highest was an 11.
Okay. So Kinsey, you take 8 damage with 6 piercing.
Perfect.
And Pax, you take no damage. Like tent poles rip out of the shrapnel of like the destroyed camp and fly out. Pax, they clang into the shield you're hugging against your chest, and Kinsey, one just like stabs right into the back of your leg, almost knocking you over.
I don't know if it was just my leg, because I'm going to have to spend a grit for down and not out.
Take
Or
an injury.
you could take
Do
an injury
instead.
You could take an injury if you want.
I should probably take an injury. Yeah, I always forget.
It's only a class 1 injury. They're fine.
Yeah, you can roll 1d20 and see what the result is, and take that effect instead of the damage.
Going to do that. Sorry, one moment. Right, injury being injured. Perfect. Give me this. Alright, that's not so bad. That was an 8. For which, I believe, I will be overwhelmed. And that means I will take -2 to the target number of my next test.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
just so much going on right now.
So instead of it hitting you in the leg, one like clips your leg but doesn't actually like make full purchase, and it shoves you to the side, and a bunch of other like tent poles fly in front of you and like pierce the ground in front of you, and you like stumble forward and like have to stop yourself from like gouging out your eyes, and that's just like kind of throwing you off balance a little bit.
Sure.
No, that would be if he rolled lower.
And then Rufus like ducks behind his tree to give him really good cover from the marshals, who do fail to hit him. They start moving down the hill to get like a better shot at him as he like kind of like hugs the tree. They're starting to fan out on the level ground around to try to basically completely surround this area. However, Marshal Yen doesn't go in. He does only have one arm, and he just kind of hangs out with you, Roland. Like the other marshal. Oh no, what's her name in my notes?
Gina.
Gina. she's like, let's go in, boys, let's finish him off. And they all start running down and starting to fan out across the field. And Yen kind of like looks at you, Roland, like with like a hope that this is it. This is it. And Pax, it's your turn.
I stand up?
Yeah?
Yeah? Okay.
And from behind the tree, Rufus is like, last chance to run away. All could be forgiven, Pax.
I don't think I respond to him at this point.
Makes sense. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. I don't feel great. I am going to.
You still also have like that pain racking through your body. Yeah. Because
this sucks.
He hit you with a psychic attack at the beginning of the fight last session.
Yeah.
So you still have this kind of fire working its way up and down your spine.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is fine. Yeah, I will. I don't really have like much of an arsenal. I will. I guess I will. Is he's within running range, right? He didn't go far from me, and I didn't go far from him. We're definitely in rocket blast range,
yeah.
So I will.
Yeah, no, you can get to him. I do think you might have to spend a quick action to get all the, because he like ducked behind like a big tree, right? So for you to get up and get all the way around to him to get like in close combat range with him, I think it's gonna be a whole quick action.
Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. So I'm gonna move over to him, and I'm gonna take out the like my blunted knifey things. They're weird. They're weird because they're not defined. I've never defined them.
I mean, they're not blunted. They have sharp edges. You just.
I think you just hit him with the back.
You've just been hitting people with the back of a knife.
I just hit him with the back of the knife. Yeah.
They're like, I thought they were like large, like.
The blunted knifey thing you're referring to is the handle, Pax.
Well, because they don't do any piercing damage, so it's weird that they're knives. So.
Well, no, because they're like slashy knives. They're like butterfly knives.
They're slashy knives. I take my slashy knife, and I'm gonna run over, and I'm gonna say, "Dead or alive, Rufus?" And wait just half a beat.
As you like get there, he's like pulling the net off his arm, and he goes, "I'll never quit."
That's not really an answer, and I hit him across the face with my stick. Or gonna try. I don't think this will kill him.
Are you trying to? You said stick with a knife.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll put him. He's gross. I'm gonna kill him. First person I kill feels good. That it's Rufus Nash, the worst. Yeah, he's bad. He's the worst. I don't have fun. I will. I'm killing him. It's me.
It's good time for personal growth, Pax. Well,
you can't see what I'm doing. You don't know my inner monologue.
All right, so yeah, you he's like, "I'll never quit," and you like, instead of like hitting him with the back of the knife, you turn your wrist a little bit.
I flip it over.
You flip it over. Ha-ja! All right, let's see what happens.
Okay. What's my target? Who knows? I'm very hurt and have no grit.
Well, to be fair, he's also very hurt, and I don't have any grit.
What do we do now? Get or make grit?
Oh dear. Oh no. You're up against a 5.
Not very good.
Hold on, I exploded a bunch. Okay, well, could have been worse. So I had an 8 high.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you don't have any grit. Whatever.
Yeah.
I have 4 net hits, but I can only count 3.
Okay, how much damage is that?
This is a melee. Oh no, I can count all 4 because I'm actually hitting things. It's 12.
Okay.
12 damage.
So you come around, you say, "Dead or alive, Rufus?" And he's like, "I'll never quit." And you flip the knife over, and you slam it like right into the point where his neck meets his shoulder. It's the first time you've taken a life. You drive him down to his knees, and he's like staring at you, like blood is like gushing out onto your like wrist. And he looks at you and he goes, like a gargled speech is like, "You coulda gone out. Be seeing ya." And then the eyes flash another teal color, and that like glare that he has immediately turns into confusion, and he goes, "Who the hell are you?" And he falls down dead.
Shit.
No! God damn it.
And now Rufus...
Can I save this person?
No, this person's dead. This person is Rufus Nash. Known criminal.
Okay.
Brutal.
And we move out of initiative. It's so much brighter. All of you can get a grit for surviving a dangerous situation.
Can I have a grit for great roleplay at the beginning of this fight?
Yeah, you can all have a grit for good role playing that led up to throughout this fight, we'll say.
I think a predator was evaded in Rufus Nash by... Well, I guess technically we don't think that he is technically evaded then, perhaps.
Well, you also just like straight up didn't evade. You like fought it head on. That's different than evading.
He evaded us.
All right, well.
Hey, I get away with breaking the law because I did a murder.
It's not a murder. He was wanted dead or alive.
I murdered.
No, I did something.
Don't worry.
Me so I can get this.
We're gonna get that one later.
Okay. So the marshals start moving in.
I take his things.
What are you gonna? Okay, yeah. You just like the marshals are coming, so you pull your knife out of the throat and just start looting the body.
Well, he said that the map was a gun. That was a map. That was a gun. He has a gun, right?
Sure. Okay, so you drop down to your knees and pull out Rufus's gun, and you look around. It looks like a normal gun. It's not like it doesn't have weird designs on the side of it or anything like that. It's like a normal. It's actually a burst fire pistol. You can tell it has like 3 barrels, and you're like, oh well, okay, it's just a gun.
I don't care. I don't care about that.
She just like chuck it aside.
She chucks it to the side, and then you start.
Don't do that. That's very dangerous.
I set it down next to me.
You reach in and pull out. He's got 6 spurs on him.
Like, I don't care about that.
And his like LRC tag, and that's all he has on him.
I care about that.
Take that. Any of the rest of his possessions are probably in the tent, which is exploded.
Blown up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, is there something suspiciously unblown up?
Yeah, so you can start rummaging around in the shrapnel and wreckage of the camp as the marshals move in. They're like, "Is it done?"
Yeah,
Upon
he's
hearing
over there.
upon hearing that, Yen steps up onto his feet a little shakily as he has to like press up with only one hand, and he like holds up his pistol and goes, "Shall we?" to Roland.
Lead the way.
He holsters his pistol and starts walking down the hill.
Kinsey picks up the gun that Pax has tossed aside. Is it a better gun than the
No, I don't think it's better than yours. It's a standard quality pistol with a burst fire modification.
I'll take it anyway. Perhaps I can sell it.
Okay.
And I'll take the. Does she toss the spurs away too? I'll take those too.
Pax, did you toss the spurs, or did you?
She said she didn't care about them. So.
I didn't take them.
Okay, yeah. There's a little coin purse nearby, so you pick up the gun and then swipe the coin purse. It's got 6 spurs in it.
Mandatory.
Yeah, Pax, you can roll an observe test. We'll put it at a -5.
At a minus what?
5.
5?
Yeah,
I can't roll that.
This camp is in total shreds.
Yeah, I can't roll that.
Okay.
I don't see it.
Okay, so yeah, you look around. It's what I said. This camp has been torn up through just like a hail of gunfire and 2 explosions. Everything is totally wrecked.
Cool. I'm gonna sit down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you can once per day as a free action. You can roll either discipline or endure to regain hit points.
Is it at?
Also, all of you automatically regain 2 hit points because you get a breather here.
Perfect.
Oh, I guess I can roll it. Maybe I'll get a 2.
I get an additional 2 because I had a quick.
Oh,
Hey, yeah, quick healer. Quick healer is a talent that will make breathers way better.
That's right.
So you shake off the fight, Kinsey. You're feeling a little bit better. The marshals start coming in and they start poking around the camp a little bit. A couple of them come over to look at his body. One of them turns to you, Pax, and says, "Nice job."
Thanks.
And then they're all like talking amongst themselves, and Marshal Yen basically walks up to like Kinsey and Pax and goes, "Well, that does it. I can't believe we got a chance to put that son of a bitch in the ground. Good job, both of you."
Yes, well done, Pax especially. Very impressive work. I know you may be feeling a bit conflicted, but yes, it was an absolute piece of garbage, so I hope you're not feeling too bad.
He did a weird insight thing.
God, I hate that stuff. What did he?
When he died.
Wait, did he take you over? Is he inside you now? How? Do we need to do like a poltergeist situation?
Yes,
No.
he did. Woo!
No, Kinsey's thing is absurd, but the weird insight thing. Explain more.
So, when I killed him, he did his eyes did the flashy thing, and then he said, "You could have gotten out. I'll be seeing you." And then he looked at me like he had never seen me before. And it was weird. It was weird.
That's
I don't.
very strange. Tell me,
he's
is
definitely
that anything?
You can roll a lore check. We'll put this particular lore check at a -4.
4.
So here's the fun thing that has really never come up for Roland ever. My law has always been my best reasoning skill. I have 4 hits on this law test.
Well,
Tommy, explain.
Kinsey, what did you get?
no hits.
Okay. Kinsey,
Nice.
I should have given you extra negatives, Kinsey, just because you're so scared of eliminating
Yeah.
people. Yeah, so Roland, this isn't something that is like written about in many places. But in your time at like the university, you did manage to like, you read a few books. You basically like got into like one like author's like deep dive into like various mysteries around Manifest. And there's basically one like whole half of a book that talked about like various rumors about illuminated people and like it was basically someone's attempt to try and catalog and investigate all of the different rumors for what illuminated people can and can't do, to siphon through all the old wives' tales and like figure out the stuff that actually has legitimate like backing to it, like enough people have seen it that it's like, this one's probably real, this one seems like it's a tall tale, that kind of thing. Because if you talk to like someone randomly in a settlement, they'll think illuminated people can do all sorts of crazy things. I mean, look at Kinsey. But one thing that that author was not 100% able to confirm on his own, but he heard about it enough and through enough people who like trusted sources that like he was pretty sure it was real, even though he couldn't find like a duplication of it in like a firsthand experience. He was never able to track down anyone who could do this, at least not to their knowledge. But there are rumors of illuminated people who, when they die, they're able to like keep their life essence alive in either objects or other people. He took to calling them Everlights in his notes. And he like the rumors were always like, like things similar to this, right? Where like someone would die and they would like show someone who people didn't even know were illuminated or something would all of a sudden like have illuminated powers, or would die and would like show signs of being illuminated. And then they would like be confused about their whereabouts in their final moments. There were like a couple rare reports of this. It seemed like something that wasn't common at all. But it had come up enough, and like the reports were like verified by like so many people who had witnessed it, by like the very small incidents, that this author was pretty sure it was something that was true, though he could never prove its existence. So you're like, judging by what Pax went through, you think that there's a pretty good chance that Rufus Nash at some point in his life ceased to be Rufus Nash and became someone else. Something else. That whatever entity was controlling Rufus Nash for the time that you knew him, at least, is very likely to be still alive, and you have no idea how to trace where it is existing now. The one thing you know for sure, judging by the notes, you kind of have come to the conclusion. It was always something that he was like a little shaky on, but you're pretty sure, like based on some other things you'd read, that like where like it's like the spirit isn't like looming over your shoulder, right? It immediately went somewhere else. Like it had to inhabit something. You're guessing that somewhere on Manifest, that consciousness is resting in some object somewhere, and could potentially find a new living host.
No, but I don't
So
care.
a short second to take in what Pax has said, recall all of this information, and then that's very bad. It's very, very bad. I don't know if that's Rufus Nash, or if that's like if he used the guy's name, and like that is Rufus Nash, or his name is Rufus Nash, and whoever he inhabits is then Rufus Nash. But the leader of the Dead Man's Gang. Oh, that's funny. I get it now. Is not dead.
The marshal like blinks at that and he goes, "Hang on, what? Well, I mean that I can at least say that's Rufus Nash. He's been around for years. Even prior to forming the Dead Man's Gang, he used to run around with a crew a few years back. The Walden brothers. They broke up though a while back, and he has a history."
I mean, let me put it to you this way. If the life essence of an extremely illuminated person took over a body for long enough to establish a history, how would you ever know that it wasn't them?
He like sits down next to Pax when you say that. He goes, "Hell, I can at least." He like turns to Pax. He's like, "I can at least say that my brother never knew that he was illuminated. This is the first I've ever heard of Rufus Nash being illuminated. It seems like something that maybe you wouldn't keep under wraps for, a decade. Maybe a few years since he formed the Dead Man's Gang, but not for as long as he's been around. Surely he would have shown his cards at some point."
Maybe. Alternatively, if you're a functionally immortal con man, ghost riding on whatever body is convenient to you at the time, I'd imagine it's quite useful to never reveal that you're illuminated.
Jesus.
Are you saying that he could have taken over any one of us currently surrounded?
Kinsey, I was going to lie to you to spare your fears. There is functionally nothing that says he couldn't have at any point, though. Listen, unless it's me, it's definitely not you.
But would I know if it was me? Like, would I wear a...
Oh no, you'd know if it was you.
Okay, all right.
More importantly, I'd know if it was you.
But unless you're him, and you wouldn't want to tell me in the first place.
He can't be both of you, right?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I think it's not you, Kinsey.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Unless you think it's you.
I don't think that it's me.
I think I'm done with this conversation.
Sorry, that was... It's been a long day, a long few days.
Okay.
That was unnecessarily provocative.
I'm going to take it as a win that the Dead Man's Gang is put to rest.
Well, Rufus Nash is certainly dead. Whatever was leading the Dead Man's Gang is not.
Well...
Also, there's at least 2 of them still out there.
Yes, that's it. We always forget about
We told you that. Okay, that's not a surprise.
No, I know. But without a leader, at least in my experience, gangs like this, they scatter. And, they crop up in other gangs. Sure, they were able to evade for now. But really, a gang is only as strong as the man in charge.
I'd beg to differ. I've faced Rosa Valante's head-on, face-to-face. I'd rather not meet her in any kind of capacity, leadership or not.
Well, maybe we've gotten extremely lucky, and her and the Garti family have killed each other.
Huh.
So, how about the three y'all? You collect yourselves, your things. I'm gonna go talk to the rest of the marshals, send them on their way, and as per our arrangement, you can take me to that lockbox, and we can settle our business.
Sure. I mean, yes, absolutely. Strictly speaking, Pax and Kinsey are owed the bounties for Rufus Nash and Bo the Bully, so we'll figure that out, on the way.
He smiles at that and goes, "Yeah, we'll talk." And then he goes over to talk to the other marshals and debrief them and talk with them. So they're over there. The three of you are alone for a moment.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little bit shocked that we survived that encounter. Rockets or no rockets?
Yeah, rockets rolling?
I didn't, I sort of saw the opportunity to, end this man who had caused so much disruption and harm to me and the two of you. I sort of saw red for a short while. Sorry.
Never shoot me with a rocket again. We'll call it square.
That does sound fair to me, yes.
This is not about you, Kinsey.
You're not in this conversation, Kinsey.
It was a rocket, I could have been hit by it. You're right.
Were you?
Well,
Kinsey. Leave now before it gets worse. Yeah,
talk less. Understood, yes.
I promise you, I will never again knowingly put you in harm's way with an explosive device of any kind.
Fine.
It's not the thing you asked, but it's the thing I can commit to doing.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm too tired to have this argument.
I'm really very sorry that the rocket hit you.
It's all right. I'll probably be okay. Just a little tired.
Good job, by the way, Kinsey. Sort of held your own, kept your head.
Saved my skin. Thank you.
To be quite honest, I was only repaying you. Actually, speaking of which, and Kinsey's going to take out a spur and toss it back to you, and then he's going to say, I think that squares us up for everything. I'd truly appreciate you as a teammate and a friend.
Trying to will Kinsey into saying no more words.
I'm doing the opposite.
They both stare at you in silence, Kinsey.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then at that, Marshal Yen walks over and goes, all right, they're going to clean up camp, collect the bodies, and I figure we take the 2 horses we got in Hill Rock and the truck and head about. Where is it we're headed?
Stags Cross.
It's near there, for sure.
All right.
That's where we're headed. That's the first stop.
All right. Well, let's hit the road then. We can go a little bit and then set up camp. It has been a very long couple days, so I think setting up camp, maybe not nearby this battlefield, might be worth it.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Yes.
All right. And he goes, Kinsey, if you don't mind, I think I'd like the fresh air of the horses. I mean, you're welcome to the other one, or if you want to ride in the truck with Roland and Pax, that's fine too. But I think I'm starting to even out a little bit. I mean, it itches a little bit, but it seems like it's mostly healed up at this point. This patch is a wonder, he says, gesturing to his severed arm.
Oh, that's good to hear you're feeling. If you don't mind taking the lead on this other horse, I think I will travel in a truck with my compatriot.
Not a problem. And he climbs on the horses, and you guys head out for a few hours before it gets, far enough away that like it feels like a good spot to set up camp. You have like a stream to follow up towards Stag's Cross, which is going to be about a day and a half to 2 days, depending on how heavily you travel from where you are right now. Maybe, yeah, it's definitely 2 days. We'll call it 2 days. Without my map right next to me, we'll just say you're about 2 days out of Stag's Cross. And as you guys are setting up camp, the marshal goes up to Roland and is like, "So about those bounties. The sheriff's office is technically not bound by law to pay out bounties to known criminals. However, on my authority, we're able to pay out our share, or your share, for Hofstetter, Frederick, and Nash. Technically, all parties involved in the deaths of Fredericks and Nash are owed, so the bounty goes down a little bit from there, but I'm willing to waive my fees. I'm just happy they're dead. Which we can sort out." And he pulls out a letter and he goes, "At the sheriff's office." And he opens up the letter and like holds it out. And he says, "This is the best I could do. The sheriff and the ambassador got a judge on board with giving the three of you reduced sentences. Roland, the judge supposed that the verdict for your crimes would be more than a life sentence of servitude. Kinsey, you were very likely to be hung for your crimes, though due to your service as a company man, there was a chance that perhaps you also would have a couple life sentences of servitude. And, well, Pax, the people who you crossed, they wanted you dead. So you were definitely getting a sentence of being hanged for your crimes. However," and he points at the letter he's handed over to Roland. He goes, "That letter indicates that, Roland, your sentence would be reduced down to a 1,200 spur contract with a monthly wage of 4 spurs a month. And Kinsey, yours is a 4,000 spur contract with a monthly wage of 5 spurs a month. And Pax, well, you got sentenced with a 6,500 spur contract, but with 7 spurs a month, so that at least you're able to live a little more comfortable for your time in servitude. Of course, any 3 of these sentences can be passed over in favor of being hanged, but I figure, Roland, you got a chance, if you live frugally, to pay off your debt and before your life is over. And Kinsey and Pax, you're likely to, work for a company for the rest of your lives, but at least in relative comfort. And Pax, your contract would be purchased by a different party than your previous contract holders, as per the sentence there."
And to whom would my sentence be commuted to? Would it just be the highest bidder?
But yes, that does tend to be the practice. There's strings that can be pulled, to at least put you towards something that is more comfortable for you. We have the means to do something along those lines, but I couldn't get them to waive everything. This is the best they could do. And you know what? We don't have to discuss it right now. If you want to think on it tonight, I figure maybe we revisit this when once we've completed our deal. And part of those reduced sentences is the handing over of that lockbox.
I can't speak for my compatriots. I don't care at all about the lockbox or who has it. But you can do math, right?
Yeah, you're looking at, and maybe once you're like 80 or 90, you might have commuted your contract.
Sure. So I just gotta make it 68 to 70 years of indentured servitude without the Garty family tracking me down for missing a meeting that I told them was happening.
Like I said, I know it ain't the best. It's just what can be done.
Well, what can be done is not good enough.
Well, you could always maybe once you get paid out for them bounties, instead of putting them towards your sentence, you might be able to hire yourself someone who can, maybe a friend of the judge who can get this further a little down the road. I mean, this is just the first wave. There's a chance if you come in to town, be locked up for a little bit. We might be able to string this along a little bit, but I wouldn't have the highest of hopes. Look, it ain't great. I'm not gonna lie. But it's better than dying, or better than.
How do you know?
Well, I mean,
You don't know what dying's like. You haven't died.
well, listen, Kinsey. I mean, any servitude contract can be waived in favor of being hanged if that's what you prefer. I tried to do what I could by you.
I want to make sure that comment was in no way binding of me giving up my servitude. No. I don't want the next thing that happens to me to be hanged. No.
I ain't a judge. It's fine. I say we rest here for the night, make the rest of the leg to Stag's Cross, and then to wherever that lockbox is, and we see what we can do from here. Maybe there's other options we ain't considered yet. He says, like with a slight smirk.
You can go over there now.
Right. I suddenly feel the need to relieve myself.
I don't care what you do.
He goes walking off away from the camp.
So, thoughts?
If I spend no money at all, that's 67 years. Doing God's know what. I assume we're all on the same boat, right? I mean, Pax, I can't imagine you would want to go back into indentured servitude.
Pax, you would also know that that Kinsey's estimation is generous, because oftentimes throughout the course of the years they find reasons to add more costs. Like basically if you do anything that depending on who holds your contract, right? They are within their rights to abuse it to a point where they can continue, like they can add on, like, well, there's an extra 100 spurs because you messed up this one thing, right? And that our overhead says that cost us 100 spurs, so that's gonna be added to your contract. That adds X amount of months now.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on who's holding your contract. If you don't get sick and you do a good job and you live on a shoestring, I know people who have finished their contracts and gone on to do other things. And it can be done.
Can be done.
But depending on who holds your contract, depends on what you do. You could do anything from like cleaning or to inventing, like Kyle from when we met from the Gatis, or you could be like a guard. You could be indentured to a company. You could be indentured to a small family. It just kind of depends on who holds your contract and how honest they are. It can be a bad life, but really a lot of places are pretty much, it's a job you can't quit. So it's really a lottery, and I think it's better than dying, because if nothing else, you can run away again. I think if we want to run away before turning in the box, then we should do that. Go to the Badlands and hope nobody ever finds us. Or split up, then they, definitely can't find all of us or whatever.
Now, if you were to, this is probably the most ridiculous option, considering one gamble versus another. If we were to go and get the lockbox and get into the lockbox and get this other half of, or this half of the map, I suppose.
It's a pair of guns.
Right.
What was the last bit you said there, Kinsey?
It's a pair of guns.
Well, it's one half of a pair of guns. That's what's in the lockbox. It's a map on a gun, because men.
It doesn't sound very practical.
It'd be hard to read.
Or
I have trouble with that.
Anyway, you could take out the barrel and roll it on a piece of paper, whatever. Like, I've seen it, but most.
Good idea.
But anyway, yeah, it's one half of a pair of guns, and if what you say is true, probably the story that it leads to treasure is also probably true. With the Rufus Nash, not Rufus Nash ghost guy, because he was telling me a story about how it was real, because his great grandfather or whatever was the one who knew where the treasure was. So
Kinsey.
I think that might have been him.
Right, it was probably just him in this scenario.
Yeah. So the other thing is that if we're sentenced to indentured servitude before we get the box, then there's a chance that we're very easy to find for Ghost Rufus Nash to come and find us and use his illuminated powers to like suck out our brains or whatever and you know, find the lockbox. If we don't know where it is, then and we go into servitude, then we can't give him anything, right? So then he doesn't have a reason to come after us as much, except for, you know, that I killed him.
Revenge.
Right, but that's less than this map that he wanted, right?
But if he's already coming after us for revenge, then we might as well be looking for this treasure of his as well, right?
But if I was him, hypothetically speaking, I would go to try to figure out what happened after he died, right? I wouldn't go straight to finding like needles in haystack. I would go to Alanastead and I would try to figure out what happened.
Or if he's mad enough, maybe he would. I mean, it wouldn't be that much of a needle haystack situation. That would be on record. It would be fairly easy to find.
Right, which he still would have to go to Alanastead for.
I'm not hearing a compelling reason to accept indentured servitude.
I mean, if we run, it's no longer indentured servitude. It is a shoot on sight death sentence.
I suppose that's fair.
So it depends on like how confident are you that you could hide for the rest of your life?
Well, strictly speaking, Roland Hollis, PhD, is only like 10 years old, so...
Sure.
That's pretty clever.
How long do you think Kinsey can hide?
I mean, I could survive in some pretty arid areas, and pretty non-populous.
Yeah, as long as he
Come
doesn't have
across
to
any
talk to
people.
many people.
Right, you know? Thank you. We're on the same page, right?
Okay, I mean, sure. Do you want to run now, or do you want to do it after we give him the box?
I think it buys us some goodwill for him to go to bed early after we give him the box. And
Okay.
then we're not there when he wakes up.
Then we'll talk about it then.
All right.
I need some sleep.
Is your armor, either of you, is it all busted up?
Yes.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, give it here.
I appreciate that, Roland.
I modify or repair a piece of gear twice.
All right. That's 1 XP for everybody. And then, Roland, you can expend machinery cubes and roll dice to see how well you repair this armor.
So Pax, yours gets 5.
Okay.
Kinsey, yours gets it's 3 plus net hits, right?
Yeah.
Yours gets 7.
Aw.
How broken is your armor still, Pax?
No, just 1 point. It's fine.
Yeah, sorry.
I was only at 3, so I guess it wasn't that much.
Great.
Right.
I have a question. When I fired a second rocket at Rufus, did I push my luck despite a clear chance to fail?
No.
What about when I asked for the bounties we collected?
No, not entirely. I don't think that's very much pushing your luck.
All right, I'll have to go bigger.
Though that does remind me, anyone who fired a weapon, except for you, Roland, because you just have an X amount of.
No, I shot my gun.
Oh yeah, your gun. Yeah. And Pax, you threw two of your net shots. Each one of you has to roll a supply test for your bundles of ammo. For the firearms, the target is 10. For the thrown weapons, the target is 12. And then if you have any talents or anything, that lets you mess with that.
It's just one die, correct?
Yep.
Oh no, guys! Did you know I only had one bullet this whole time?
You go to look for like ammo in your pack at the end of the night, and you have no ammo. It was just the one that was in the chamber of the rifle.
Man, I really don't use this thing very much, do I?
Kinsey succeeded in the test.
Okay. Oh, hey, there's a dog there. Hi, Dag.
There he is. What a dag.
Starved.
Am I still suffering from inflict pain?
No. That went away as soon as those eyes flashed.
Okay. Cool.
Also, the injury. How long does that?
So class 1 injuries will be removed with 1 rest. So when you guys rest tonight, all the class 1 injuries go away. You also regain hit points equal to your half your durability stat.
I think Kinsey would like to try and finish before he goes to bed.
What are you trying to work on?
I'm going to try and work on this heavy projectile.
Okay. This big bow that you're making. Yeah. You can go ahead and roll a machinery test to try and finish that up. It won't finish tonight. It will finish at the end of the duration of you working on it. But okay. So the next day, you continue on your way towards Stag's Cross. On the road, Marshal Yen's like, so I'm curious, what exactly happened in Lily Ridge? Because I saw an LRC bulletin saying that the Dead Man's gang tried to rob a bank, and the sheriff and a couple of his deputies were killed in action trying to stop it. But they managed to take out the people you said were dead. They said 2 of them died in the attempt. But then others were at large.
Sorry, you cut out in the middle. You said Lily Ridge?
Yep.
Well, the family had taken the arms from the arms dealer that Rufus Ghost Nash, is Ghost Nash anything? Had a relationship with, and so in his infinite wisdom, Ghost Nash says, "Hey, you, go rob the family." So we went to Lily Ridge intending to rob the family, and because that's real goddamn dumb, we made a deal with the family to lay a trap.
All right, so no bank involved at all. Did the family kill the sheriff?
The Gotti family is quite good to Lily Ridge. I imagine They've got quite a bit of pull in deciding what is and isn't said in official bulletins coming out of there.
I think the sheriff was killed by Rosa as she left.
I mean, you wouldn't have seen that.
Or I've always assumed that. Is that not?
I mean,
I assumed.
This is the first you've heard that the sheriff of Lily Ridge is dead.
Oh, weird. Deja vu.
Max, you're all right.
I mean, Miguel shot that one sheriff in the other town extremely bad.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
You could have just assumed that was there.
No, I mean, the sheriff wasn't involved at all in our trap, though.
Yeah.
If Rosa Volantes was intent on hanging around Lily Ridge to retrieve perhaps what she believed the family had, erroneously, I can see her running into trouble rather quickly.
Fair enough. He doesn't have much more to say along the road. And eventually, you guys make your way up to Stag's Cross. The sun is starting to set. And you're back to Stag's Cross. You know, you see the tall walls around what used to be kind of a bit of a garrison, which is now just straight up a trading post. It is, as before, packed with makeshift tents outside of actual buildings. Plenty of areas in town which are just like temporary stalls that are rented out by merchants. It is later in the night, so it's not as bustling as the last time you came in. People seem to be kind of like starting to pack up their things, close down their tents and their shops for the time being. And Marshal Yen goes, "All right, where to? What now?"
We need to get back to the camp outside of here.
Yeah, where the Dead Man's gang holed up for a bit.
The first place we stayed with them, Kinsey.
Oh, yes.
Just really quick,
All right, so
out of the character, is that where you guys think the lockbox is?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Didn't realize it would be that close to that. All right. So, where is it, Tommy? Which way am I?
Yeah, no, I mean it's pretty close to get there from here.
Cool.
So go ahead and roll a survival check for me, Kinsey, to find your way back to the exact place. I won't give you any modifiers.
And I'm recalling an aspect of nature.
Yeah. Your experienced traveler will help you here. You kind of like naturally take in landmarks.
You're remembering a nature place you've been.
Yeah. So you can hopefully find exactly where that camp was. So you guys basically look at Stag's Cross and then turn and start walking like southwest.
Yeah, I feel like spending grit, so I'm going to play to the gallery.
Okay.
And that is still just 3.
Okay. Well, with 3 successes, you can easily find your way back to that camp. You're fairly certain this is like exactly the same area. You know, it's like kind of surrounded by hills, has very few sight lines that look directly in on it. You know, you can light a fire here masked by the cover of the terrain. So you're pretty sure this is it. At this point, it's nighttime again, as you all have gotten here. And then as you get there, Marshal Yen's like, so the lockbox is here. You hit it in camp, right under their nose.
No. This is the last waypoint before we go get it. We figured we would We could go now, through the night, or we could make camp. It's up to you how quick you want to be.
I ain't rushing you. If you guys want to set up camp for tonight, where are we heading after tonight?
The place we hit it.
He lets out a sigh and goes, "All right. If you don't want to tell me, I ain't gonna push you."
Buy some rocks by a stream. Yeah, this is why we need Kinsey. We're not hiding anything.
Well, tell you what, why don't you go ahead and set up camp here, and maybe I can just a bit of traversing so that I have a bit of a lay of the land before morning comes, eh? What do you
Are
think?
you sure it was a stream? I thought it was a river.
Oh, no. Could it have been a tributary from a river?
The rocks, I remember for sure.
Yeah, maybe we sleep on it and set up camp tonight. Go at it in the morning with a clear head. Yeah. So this night passes again without any incident. And the next day comes. For any of you who still have hit point damage, you recover hit points equal to your half your durability. Also, if you have a class 2 injury, it would go away at this point.
I thought it was hit points equal to your durability.
Oh yeah, it is hit points equal to your durability. I said half last time, but it's actually just your durability. Half your maximum hit points.
Square of a square.
Square of a square. All right. So the next day comes. You pack up camp. Where do you go?
We go to the cave where Kinsey first met us.
Do you share that information, or are you trying to lead people?
No, like we're just going there.
Okay. So,
Right, with the axe handle hound, right?
well,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
do you share it with Kinsey, or are you and Roland just leading people? That was my question.
Oh no, yeah, we have to share it with Kinsey
Okay.
because we're not gonna get there.
Okay.
No.
So yeah, Kinsey, with your 3 successes from before, you can find your way to this cave mouth easily enough. So yeah, you say you mentioned it's the cave where Kinsey met you, and the marshal goes, "Oh hell, that same cave? Wow, you must have hit it real good. They were scoping that place out. They were sure on our way there that y'all might have had something, but."
I mean, we put it under a rock real good, so...
So
Good use of terrain. Well done.
do we get there?
Yeah, you get there.
Okay. I will go into the shallow cave and look under the rock where I buried it.
Yeah, so the 5 of you, or the 4 of you, walk in. Park the truck outside and like hitch up the horses nearby the stream, and you walk into the cave mouth. And Pax, you're able to unearth the lockbox easily enough. You remember where you hid it. It's still there. There's actually just a couple bones where the axe handle hounds used to be.
This is a bad cave. We should leave this cave.
You kind of dig it out. Oh, we lost Pax. Oh, you there? Okay.
I'm here.
You kind of dig out the lockbox, dust it off, and the marshal goes, "Oh, may I?" He reaches out his hand.
No.
Why is that?
Are you gonna open it?
No.
Okay. Then, Roland, would you open it? Or I'll just open it.
Yeah, sure.
Right, because it was an electronic lock, right?
Yeah, but Roland attempted to, and it was beyond his capabilities.
Right. Then.
I mean, I say, yeah, sure, with the confidence of someone who's sure they can, because this is what I do for a living. I don't yet understand the play, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'm super paranoid.
Yeah, you can roll technology at a -5.
What was the negative?
-5.
Okay. That's not so bad. Now, would you call this a gadget? For the purposes of the talent gadgeteer?
No, because that's for repairing, salvaging, and crafting.
For repairing, salvaging, cool. Okay, that's fine. Hey, those are hits. Those are both hits. That one is cocked. Now it's a hit. I've got 3 hits.
Cool, yeah. So you look at it and you like mess with the pan a little bit, and you get like a little tool under there. You pop it open, and the sheriff's like, "Is this necessary?"
Yeah, I think so.
It's very important.
And Roland, you start messing with the wires, and there's a little spark, and like a light turns green, and you hear a latch unclick.
Yeah, I just pop it open.
And the marshal, like, curiously, like, steps over to look too.
No, I'm just kidding.
And so you lift up the lid, and nestled in this lockbox is a beautiful revolver with intricate, like, it's got like a beautiful polished, like, extremely well polished, like, silver, like, frame that has these really, really intricate gold ornate inlays all along it, all the way from the hammer to the nose of the muzzle. And because you know what you're looking at, you actually do see, like, it does, like, if you look really closely, like, amidst all the filigree and everything, it does look like there could be a map, like, with these etchings. And the handle, it's like this, like, beautiful, like, kind of like ivory, like, stone-ish looking material. And it's just, like, extremely fine craftsmanship, possibly pre-Factory Wars craftsmanship.
I reach out and I touch it.
Okay. It's cold.
Okay.
And then you hear from the mouth of the cave, "I'll take that."
Fuck! I grab it.
And you grab it and turn, and you see silhouetted by the light outside, the frame of Rosa Valantes, standing there. Her jacket's tattered. She looks like she's been living rough for the last few days, last week. Doesn't look like she's gotten a lot of sleep. Definitely hasn't, like, showered or taken care of herself. Same clothes you saw her when you were fighting her. They're a little bloody, a little torn, muddy, totally wrinkled, and she's standing there, and she's just staring right at the three of you. And she goes, "Yeah, hand it over. Hand it over, and all 4 of you can walk out of here alive. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem. Because I ain't traveled with that psychopath, Rufus Nash, for as long as I did to not get my
How long did you
payday."
travel with him?
She laughs at that and she goes, "I'm done talking." And she reaches
I'm
for
just
her
curious
gun.
when he shifted from Rufus Nash to the essence of an illuminated man so years ago. And if you knew when.
It seems like she's just blocking you out completely, Roland. Like she's learned not to listen to a word you say.
Keep talking, hoping to like buy time and distract for someone with combat skills to do anything.
She's putting out a blanket challenge. Anyone in this cave can accept.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do it. I load this gun with bullet.
Do you have ammo for this gun?
I mean, does it take the same ammo as Cho's gun?
Yeah, light firearm ammo will work.
There you go.
So you're choosing to be the target of this challenge.
I'm gonna lose this challenge, but I'm gonna shoot her real good, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my continued talking as a use of my motivational speaker.
Yeah. So you roll challenge, but like I don't.
Yeah, you roll discipline to resist the challenge, and as she's boxing out Roland, you're gonna get a bonus because he's muddying the situation here.
That's an extremely good roll. I'm gonna use great on it. I spend 2 grit to play to the gallery.
Okay.
I count this 14. Whatever you were doing before, do it at a +7.
Yes. Oh my god. So I have a 15.
Okay.
Because we're just trying to put together the timeline, right, of when he went from being Rufus Nash to being, if it was like a linear thing, and he got taken over and then started the Dead Man's Gang.
Marshall, get out of the way.
So you have 15. So does she. So she's the aggressor. So she gets one. One net success over you.
Shit. That's unfair. That's the best challenge roll I'm ever gonna roll in my life.
That's why she only got 1 net success, which is really important because it affects her roll during the quick draw.
Yeah,
if it goes to quick draw, you lost the challenge. You could concede here.
No.
Okay, then we are going into quick draw.
Cool. I don't roll.
You're gonna shoot the moon?
I use my 5 grit. Oh fuck! I should do that.
Oh well, you said you don't roll. Oh, you were telling me not to roll. I thought you said I don't roll, and I was like, holy fuck, you're going for shoot the moon on this?
No. Then I'll just die. I might just die anyway, but I'm gonna spend 5 grit to bamboozle her.
Okay.
I continue talking.
Oh my god. This is so bad. Alright.
That's such a good roll. That's such a good roll. Take a +5.
Okay. Okay. Does this gun give me any bonuses?
Yes. No, not to quick draw, I don't think.
Does it give me bonuses to ranged? Because that's what I'm rolling.
Give me a second. I'm looking at it. So you actually will get a reliability in quick draw?
I'm not rolling quick draw.
Oh, okay. You're just rolling normal ranged?
Yeah.
I'm
banking on the fact that this old gun will fire.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives you a +1 to your range skill.
Okay.
Because like it was very jarring when we figured out that he was really a ghost.
You've run out of words at this point.
I've never run out of words.
There's not
So-
that much time between you starting to talk and her going for her gun.
Sure. Right, but I wanted to get the viewers a little bit of the flavor. Right?
So functionally, if my highest is raised above 17, does 17 explode or
17
is it?
explodes.
Okay, great.
17 is your new target. It can't go higher than 17.
I like that question a lot.
So you're just rolling ranged. You're not rolling quick draw?
I am rolling just ranged. I am not rolling quick draw.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Last reliability. Okay. I might die. But I might live.
You are currently up against a 16.
Hey! I have 217.
Ah.
Oh.
Okay, so you
Man,
don't.
she can hit a 16 at a -5?
What do you mean at a -5?
I bamboozled her with all my
Oh,
grit.
yeah. So you're actually up against a 14.
I have 2 17s and a 15.
Okay, so you didn't roll quick draw though, so
I
you're
didn't.
not
I
doing
didn't.
quick draw damage.
No, I know that.
You're just doing regular, extremely good gun damage to this person.
So you got 3 net successes. Do.
I'm just glad it fired.
Oh man, when it shoots just like a big old laser.
No, I did have to put a bullet in it, so it
But
fired.
it turns the bullet into laser.
That's not a thing.
You don't know, it's pre-factory wars tech.
It could be anything. I'm so stressed out right now. I'm gonna cry. All right, it's fine. Everything is fine.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's killing me.
So Roland starts like trying to ask her questions, and you, Pax, like Roland's voice like filters out as you see her hand go for her gun, like slowly at first, and then like in that few seconds that like it kind of like arcs towards it, you realize she's about to go. So you immediately grab the gun, like slamming the case out of Roland's hand. You slide in one bullet, slam in the chamber, spin around, and in that moment, she's got her gun out, pointed at you, and you've got your gun at her, and you fire, and both Kinsey and Roland, like your ears like shatter with the sound of these two guns firing simultaneously, but she wasn't expecting Pax to go for that gun. And she wasn't expecting to be staring down the barrel of that gun. So that one shot just whizzes right by your ear, Pax. And like you feel the wind of it. And like you startle, and you just like you fire at the same time, and you see like she flies back, like a big hole opening up in her stomach as this hard caliber pistol just rips a chunk out of her torso. And she goes flying back, slamming into the cave wall. And we're going to roll initiative. Because she's not dead.
Oh no. But that was the best roll ever. Everything I rolled was a hit. I rolled 9 dice and got 9 hits.
Jesus.
God damn.
What would your quick draw have been at a plus 6?
10.
Okay, yeah. No.
Yeah.
All of you can have a grit. Because Rosa Valantis is going to spend grit on initiative.
I have a grit. Dur, 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 dur.
Man, these past 2 sessions have really tempted me to invest the next 9 levels into upping my challenge just to beat people at challenges and not be good at quick draw.
And just to concede, make them concede, possibly. They could still go into the quick draw.
I just realized I've been muted for 5 minutes. So, I just to take care of this before we go, I showed us how to survive in the wild by getting us to this cave. I would like to add my other grit.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's another XP, and you've triggered 2 things, Kinsey, so you got that.
Did I threaten someone with violence?
Someone was threatened with violence, yes.
Okay, cool. And then, did I take something I want but don't deserve?
This gun? Yes.
Great, I have 2 grit. Love it.
Have I pushed my luck despite a clear chance to fail yet?
Yes.
Okay. That's not a very good roll.
Alright, did anyone get better than a 9?
No.
No.
Alright, did anyone get better than a 6?
Yes, I got to say.
Wait, why are there 2 initiative things you're checking against?
Because
We're just seeing who goes next.
the marshal is... There's another NPC in the scene. Look, he may only have 1 arm, but he rolls initiative.
there too.
So Kinsey has a 7. What do you have, Pax?
I also have 7.
Okay, who has a higher awareness? We figured this out last time, I forgot though. Oh, Kinsey does.
It's me.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm very aware.
Roland?
I have a 6.
Okay. What's your awareness?
5.
Okay. Okay, so stumbling back, eyes wide from the being hit that hard, and also in a quick draw, Rosa drops her hand for her other gun, pulls it out, and she is going. The first shot's going to come at you for sure, Pax. Second shot might also come at you.
I suddenly learned the tier 4 talent. Shoot the bullets out of the sky. I'm a gunslinger now.
And
by
what
that
I
I mean
want is devil's own luck.
Alright. Okay. I have a 14.
You're up against an 11, so you're fine. Were you adding your mag cores? Because you'd have to let go of the pistol to...
No, I didn't.
Okay,
my
cool.
target is 13.
Cool. Just making sure.
Or 14, sorry. With my armor.
Alright, so yeah, the second shot's gonna come at you, Pax. One shot just big, there's this wisp of luminescent energy flies out of the barrel as the bullet is supercharged, but you dive forward, Pax, the bullet whizzing right over your head again. And now she's taking another shot.
Well, I'm gonna spend grit.
Well, what do you have?
I have a 4.
Ah. Then yes, you can take a grit as she plays with the gallery. She has a 12.
Oh, I too am going to spend grit to play to the gallery for a 14.
All right. So the second shot.
Or 2 grit. Oh no, now I'm down to 0 grit. Fuck.
She shoots 2 shots out, and both of them blow up the stones behind Pax, splintering rock and dust forward. But she does miss you as she seems a little shaky from being shot in the gut so badly. Kinsey, you're up.
I'm going to shoot her.
That makes sense. What gun are you using?
I'm going to use. I'm going to use my light firearm. Sorry. I am using my medium firearm, and I'm using spread shot ammo.
Aha. Cool. So yeah, you will get your damage will be increased by this if you hit, and you can get a +1 to the test because you are close enough to her to get a bonus for spread shot.
Perfect. Can I bamboozle 3 times?
Yeah, you can spend 3 grit to bamboozle her 3 times.
Going to do that.
Okay.
All right. And I'm not still under the effect of the tonic, right? That will roll after the encounter.
No, you've had enough time. It is the bad luck is a bit of a long-lasting effect, but you've had days, so that's worn off.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
You didn't have to suffer the effects of bad luck.
I mean, the marshal handed us that letter.
Oh man. Bamboozle 3 times, that takes away so many of my successes.
Good. That was the intent.
And I don't have the grit to do anything about it. Kinsey, you're up against a 2.
Well, then that is...
Had you not bamboozled 3 times, you would be up against a lot worse.
Cool. Well, good. Thank you for that tip there. Yeah, that's 4 successes. I'm going to spend my last 3 grit to punch it. To punch it, to increase my weapon's accuracy back.
So you count all 3. Your power is at +1. How much damage is that?
So that is 21 damage.
Yeah, so she's stumbled up. She immediately is just like, 2 more shots, Pax dives to the ground, rocks splintering over her heads, and then there's a loud crack. And all of you turn, you see Kinsey's got his rifle, pressed up against his hip. It's smoking, and you look over, and Rosa Valantis is clutching her chest, and she pulls her hand away, and there's just a big gaping hole where your shotgun has just hit her right in the heart, and she drops down dead.
I'm going to pick the box up off the ground, dust it off a little bit, put the gun back in it. Close the box, hand it to the marshal, go over to Rosa, pick up her guns, put them in my pack, check other things on her, see if she has anything cool. And sit down again.
She has light ammo, hollow point.
Okay.
She has a bundle of a cube of light ammo that's hollow point. And then she has no spurs on her, but she does have 2 machinery cubes and a first aid cube.
First aid cube?
Yep. And the marshal sits there and he goes, "You alright, Pax? Kinsey, good shot. Pax, good shot."
A hell of a shot, and what a gun.
It sure is a shame that Rosa Valantis killed the 3 of us, but you held your own heroically, Marshal. Ending her life and taking this lockbox.
And the bounty to go along with Rosa Valantis. Impressive. Way to go, Marshal.
He grins at that and he goes, "I can't guarantee the Gatti family will buy it."
Well, I suppose you'll just have to do your best.
Yeah, and the cave I buried you in is very hard to find.
Downright impossible, really.
And he puts the lockbox in his bag, walks over to you, Roland, extends his hand, and he goes, "Good luck."
I shake his hand. Same to you.
Pax?
Everyone who's tried to find that box is dead.
Except Sierra.
Oh, right, yeah.
God, wouldn't that just be the worst if she's the one that does us in?
Yeah.
Hey, little miss, look at me, I've got a bow, yes.
He goes, "Pax, Kinsey, I wish both of you luck," and tips his hat.
We'll see you later, Shadow. Well, hopefully
Hope not.
we will.
Yeah. Pax.
Marshall.
And he walks over towards the horses nearby the stream, pulls the rope off him, and goes, "Suppose I should return these to Hill Rock."
It would be the moral and lawful thing to do, yes.
And he nods, hops up on one of the horses, kind of levels him out, and he goes, "All right. Don't let me see you again." He clicks his heels on the horses. He starts trotting downriver. And
It took him a little while, but looks like he's finally saw a little bit of reason, eh?
Who knows? The important thing is he's not here, and we are.
Fair.
Which way is the Badlands, Kinsey?
And that's where we'll end the session. All right.
Did I get away with breaking the law?
Yes, you got away with breaking the law.
Was a predator evaded in?
A predator was evaded in the general sense of evading the law and this judge who has sentenced you to servitude. Yeah.
I'll take that. And patience was rewarded because of God.
Yeah. Patience is rewarded.
I don't think I tricked someone into a disadvantaged position, other than the fact that me talking a lot meant that Pax shot Rosa.
I think almost because mechanically you gave Pax so many bonuses, I'll give you the XP.
And then I think unless you count me convincing the sheriff that we were dead now, talking someone out of conflict with me, I don't think that happened. Unless the small tiff over the missile was something.
the small talk over the missile, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there was like a brief argument about missiles and
yeah. No, I think if the PAX thing doesn't get it for you, right? If the PAX thing doesn't give you the XP, convincing the marshal of a thing that he was already pretty convinced of at the end there, does the trick and gives you the XP.
All right, that's all mine.
Any other XP triggers? So while we're figuring out the last of the XP triggers, if you have any questions in the chat, either about this episode or the or Manifest the RPG or the players or really anything, throw it in the chat. We will answer it. I have a couple of questions from the Discord I'm pulling up, but now's the time to submit questions for the Q&A. We'll answer anything. All right, what do you got, Pax?
An open fight was avoided through underhanded means. I think in the future we would have gotten into a fight when we got to Alanistead to escape.
Yes. Yeah.
Yay! That's all 4 of mine.
Nice.
Right.
Now, I'm obligated to ask, because of how close we are to the next level.
You don't get any more XP.
Is there any bonus XP for getting the whole Dead Man's Gang?
Except for
You
Sierra.
you didn't get the whole Dead Man's Gang, though, did you?
And also, I killed
I
more
think
than
Rosa
half.
got her. I think Rosa
Where
got
is
her.
well,
All right. I have 2 questions from the Kickstarter exclusive Discord. Mazako asks, what are the chances of Earth reopening the gate or figuring out alternative means to get to Manifest? Would such an event be a peaceful reemerging, or would a violent conflict occur due to the powers that be becoming complacent?
Well, the wormhole that initially opened up around Manifest, or that led to Manifest, was mysterious. There wasn't any real scientific sort of reasoning behind it. It just kind of happened, and then they thought, oh, this is super stable, and then it wasn't, and then it closed. And so the reason behind how and why the wormhole opened up remains a mystery. It could reopen, but it wouldn't probably be Earth that was doing it, or like the home planet, because they didn't know how to do it in the first place. Finding alternate means of travel, like FTL generation ships or something, maybe, but that's at least right now not in the works for the home planet to achieve anytime soon.
Yeah. I do
but
imagine in the like hypothetical of something like that happening, there probably would be some pushback.
Yeah, I think there'd be some conflict, mostly because people like conflict if it results in them getting more power and stuff. Like, it's kind of the human nature of, aha, you have stuff, I want it. So partially peaceful, I think, is probably the best bet. There's probably some faction somewhere, either on Manifest or in the space above Manifest, in this theoretical point in the future, where, someone's getting violent. I mean, Manifest's a pretty violent place, so there's also that, trails off.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the event that like the homeworld shows up at Manifest and says like, "Hey, remember us, your colony? Like, the technology from before the departure is really, really good, and there's no reason to think that they've stopped advancing on the homeworld." Like, Manifest would probably lose.
Yeah,
Well, the thing about it is that part of the reason that the home world was looking to leave and was building these giant generation ships was because the planet was dying, because it needed an energy source, because they
Sure.
had killed and expended all of their natural resources, pretty much. So with the amount of luminescence that they were able to take, if they were able to harness it and use it to their benefit through the wormhole, then like maybe. But also just the fact that Manifest has some like crazy insight stuff and
Sure.
and stuff like that. There's a good chance that if it was a terrestrial war of some kind or skirmish, that the people on Manifest might turn out okay.
never getting a ground war on Manifest.
Yeah.
You're saying it's giant robots versus psychic soldiers. I'm in.
Yeah.
All right, next question in the Discord is from Clyde. It asks, will locations on the map be given a general description in the book, or are they there for the GM to describe?
Unless you want to take it, Tommy?
I mean, you're the one writing most of like that, especially that part of the book. I just do the numbers and the rules.
Yeah, so some of the places are featured that are on the map are heavily featured, especially the cities, the
Factory
oh my god,
towns.
factory towns. Oh, I'm so tired. The factory towns and Waypoint, and you might notice that places like Stag's Cross and Lily Ridge are also featured. And on the stream, and then also they're featured. There's some places, some landmarks featured in the Essential NPC season 9 of that podcast when we played Manifest on that podcast. But also there's some great places. There's even little blurbs of some in the fiction. My favorite, of course, is the town of Uphill, which has a great little story to it. But not all of them do have explicit stories or descriptions. There is some stuff left for either future books or your own imaginations. So there you go.
All right. So we have a couple questions in the chat also. Phenomenon TV says, any rules for settlement building or management, or businesses like mines, factories, and railroads? No rules at this point, at least not in the core book, for anything like like running your own settlement or anything like that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there won't be something in the future along those lines.
I mean, we did when we were playtesting in the campaign that like spawned the Proto Martyrs, like in the back third of it or so. Like, we basically did the prototype rules for what it's like to be in charge of a settlement. Right? Like, we managed training a militia and like dealing with refugees and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are no rules in the core book. It's something that we considered, but because we do have a finite number of pages and content that we can put in the book, we had to cut a few things. Like a couple of like critters for later, and also some like town management and building rules. There's some tips and stuff in the GM section, like what every settlement has.
Yeah, like staple businesses in a settlement, right? Like
yeah,
if it's a settlement, it's got an LRC tower.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's not necessarily player rules for like that Matt Colville book for D&D, the Strongholds book. We don't have that. So yeah, not yet.
But perfect source material to be explored in a tangential book to the core book.
It'd make a dope Manifest board game, I bet.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's right, like a legacy.
I'm stressing out about it already.
A legacy board game, like Charterstone meets Manifest. I like it. All right, so that's all the questions we have in the chat right now. So unless anyone else has any other questions they want to drop in the chat, I think this is where we're going to end this stream. So to give you a second longer, in case you have anything, we will be on again next week. At 8 p.m. Central, same cool channel, same cool place. We're going to see as these three characters make their way to the Badlands. Also, I don't want to make any promises because we've like sort of made this promise like a dozen times. But at this point in the production of the book, a lot of the weight is on Addie and not a lot of the weight is on me. So I might be able to get the past episodes up on the YouTube channel as we've just kind of completed one whole story arc. It'd be nice to drop all that on YouTube for anyone who missed any of the earlier episodes. We've definitely had a lot of people asking about it. I have heard the demand. I want to meet the demand. It's hard to guarantee that will happen before the release of the book.
And also, don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah. Subscribe. It's right there above Seth.
Just take a hammer and smash the subscribe button.
Like like I said earlier in the stream, if you thanks, awesome. If you've already subscribed, by the way,
We love you.
we love it, and we're so appreciative. It helps us get cool stuff, and like an Ethernet cord for Seth.
For Seth.
But yeah, the but also if you have Amazon Prime and don't subscribe to another Twitch channel, you can use that Prime membership to subscribe for free to one channel. Why not make it ours? So thanks so much. Follow us so you get notified when we go live, and we will see you next week. Thanks so much for watching and participating. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.